Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, thanks for watching, and make sure you hit that subscribe button below if you aren't already subscribed. I am super excited about this video. So this video is obviously by the title. We're going to be talking about advice for teen Christians. Let's face it, being a Christian in the 21st century world is hard, but it's definitely harder than being a teenager because we're still learning and we're still growing into our adulthood. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the problems that we face and some things that we can do to rectify those problems. Everyone knows that probably the number one thing that teens face nowadays is peer pressure. This day and age, we're tempted to do God knows what. We're tempted by our friends, we're tempted by peers, we're tempted by our classmates we're tempted to do a lot of things, such as maybe smoking, drinking, having sex, things like that. And because of our teenage years, it can be hard not to steer off in the wrong direction because we are swayed by the people who are the same age of us, and we may feel a little left out if we aren't doing the same things that our peers are doing. So if we look at the scriptures, it says, in Proverbs 1, it says, "My son, if sinners entice you, don't be persecuted." That's it. So basically, you have to make up in your mind, you have to make the decision that you're going to stick to God's will, that you're going to stick to your morals when that peer pressure comes. You have to predetermine in your mind that you want God's will for you. You don't want nobody else's will for you. And honestly, if that person is pressuring you into doing something that they know that you wouldn't normally do, then honestly they don't need to be your friend. Guys, with peer pressure, you just have to decide. Have it predetermined in your mind that you want God's will for you. You want God's will for your body. You want God's will for everything in your life. Even Jesus was tempted. If we look back to the scriptures where Jesus was tempted by the devil, and after he was fasting for 40 days, he was tempted by the devil, and the devil kept asking him, look, you haven't eaten for a lot of days. Why don't you turn these stones into bread? Like, no. And then what he did was he came back with the word. Honestly, you just have to stay prayed up. You have to stay word up, Father. You have to stay rooted in your word, because you have to stick to what you are. When I deal with peer pressure, the main thing that comes to my head, and the one thing that I do to not fall into it, is I stick to my why. Why am I following God? Why am I serving God? Why do I want to not do this thing? Because I want to serve God, and I want to bring Him glory, and I want to remain in His will. So honestly, you just have to stay true to yourself and have it decided in your brain that you are not going to give into peer pressure. Okay guys, because we are teenagers, this is about the age that hormones starts raising. We go through puberty, and this is the age that we start going through these things. So because of that, it could possibly open up the door to lust if we aren't planted and rooted in God. So Romans 8:5 says, "For those who live according to the flesh have their mind set on things of the flesh. But those who live according to the Spirit have their mind set on the things of the Spirit." So my advice to you is to keep your focus. Keep your focus. Guard your heart. Guard your ears. Guard whatever you need to guard. Without going into much detail, guys, it's very imperative for you to keep God at the center of everything that you do. Whether it be like social media, like making sure that you're not going into different sites, making sure that you are focused and that you don't sidetrack. And most importantly, stay rooted in God's word. Like, that is the most thing. Like, you won't have time to do the things that you're thinking about or go into those things if you're rooted in God's word. And like I said previously, you have to stick to your why. Like, why am I abstaining from this? Like, you have to stick to that. And I know that hormones can be raging, and that because we go through puberty, it's a little bit harder for us as teens. to stay and remain in God's will. But I'm telling you, God will reward you for keeping yourself. God will reward you for listening to Him, for obeying Him. And my advice for you is to keep your focus, to guard your heart, guard everything else. Another thing that we as teen Christians face is intimidation or fear of acceptance. Sometimes as Christians, we can be afraid to express our love for Jesus Christ or to accept Jesus Christ like in front of people, and or to broadcast Jesus Christ within our friend groups, or if people are talking about it in school and things like that. And half the time, because of this, we're afraid of what our friends will think. Okay, so let's look at the scripture with that. Luke 9:26 says, "For whoever is ashamed of me and my works, the Son of Man will be ashamed of him when he comes in glory, and that of the Father of his holy angels." So listen, if you are ashamed of God now, He's going to be ashamed of you when you go to heaven. And you don't want that to happen, honestly. And you don't want that to happen. I mean, let's outweigh our options. Do we want to be unaccepted from our peers, or do we want to be not accepted by God? I mean, I would rather not be accepted by my peers or my friends. And listen, if you are afraid to broadcast your love for Jesus Christ among your friend group, then you need to take a hard look at your friends and your circle, because you shouldn't have to hide that. You shouldn't have to be afraid to share things about God. And honestly, those aren't your friends, because your friends shouldn't be. You shouldn't be afraid to do that, and your friends shouldn't be opposed to that. Like, if you're afraid to share that with your friends, they shouldn't be your friends in the first place. That's the bottom line. Okay, so another thing that is troubling for us is support from our friends. So being a Christian is sometimes hard, because you can't do it all alone. Like, you need someone in your corner fighting for you. You need someone in your corner who is with you, who is helping you through your process. And it's super important for you to find people who will help you. Proverbs 13:20 says, "The one who walks with the wise will become wise, but a companion of the fools will suffer harm." So listen, you need to solidify your friend groups. You need to solidify whoever you need to cut off, because that scripture clearly states, if you walk with the wise, you will become wise. But if you're a companion with the fool, you'll suffer from harm. So listen, if you know that you are in a friendship that is toxic, if you're in a friendship that isn't good, then you should ultimately make that cut, honestly, because you are more important. Your salvation is more important. Your destiny is more important. You have to be future focused. Think in the future, not now. Like, don't think about, oh, I'll be lonely and things like that, because when I tell you, God will add the increase. I'm telling you from what happened to me. I had to cut a lot of people out of my life. People who I thought were my friends, people who I thought that would be with me. And like I said, like I was talking about previously, I used to feel afraid to talk to those people about Jesus Christ. I felt like that was a part of me that I had to hide, and a part of me that I was laughing at. But the thing is, I realized that my friends were the people who were holding that back from me. Like, I was ashamed because of my friends. And honestly, I had to let that go, because my relationship with Jesus Christ was more important. So listen, solidify your friend groups, cut off whoever you need to cut off, because you are more important. God's will is more important. God's will over my will. Guys, all in all, being a teenage Christian is hard, okay? But I'm telling you, God will reward you for your diligence. I really hope that this advice helped you out. And if you want a part 2, make sure that you like this and let me know, in the comments if you want a part 2. If you want me to add some more things that people struggle with, I will be more than happy to go on and do more. Thanks for watching, and make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit that like button and share this with all your friends, Thanks for watching.